And this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com. Oh, I don't know if I got that first part. Hey everybody, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com. Sorry if that was a double introduction, but I wasn't sure if it caught the first time around. And anyways, I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about an idea that I had with this MonsterVerse, particularly, made of the first Godzilla movie from 2014, Kong Skull Island, this year's Godzilla King of the Monsters, and of course next year's Godzilla vs. Kong. And that is, could Skull Island be in fact Monster Island? We know that Kong reigns supreme. He is the king of Skull Island. He is the protector of the Guardian. We know that from previous movies, Monster Island and former Godzilla films from the Toho eras serves as a starting point where a lot of monsters live. So one of my thoughts was, what if there was a battle long time ago between Senior Kong and Godzilla, whether it's this Godzilla or a different Godzilla, his, great grandparent or whatever that might be. And it was for rule of the island. All monsters existed, some in peace, some were carnivores, so they had to kill each other for survival, but overall there was kind of an established peace. Two monsters kind of fought for supremacy, though. There was, Senior King Kong, and let's call it this Godzilla, okay? Because Godzilla is older than Kong. We do know that from the films and the comics and whatnot. So, what if the winner was the person, the monster, the Titan that got to govern over Skull Island as this is easy. I get to be at the monsters, make sure they grow, make sure no outside forces come in and attack. I have the hollow earth that I could use to go and explore if need be, but my job is to take care of Skull Island. This is the birthplace of future monsters to exist. And maybe this battle was decided because Monster Island, Skull Island, was getting too small for these monsters. Behemoth, the Mutos. Maybe there was too much, so they had to go outside to the rest of the world. And what if the losing monster's responsibility was to then make sure that everybody is in check by going around the world? And this would be Godzilla in this case, who lost. And he's going around the world keeping the monsters at bay, and that is why he is outside, doesn't visit Skull Island, and that's why Kong has never left. You could look at that way and say, governing the Earth is harder. That's the penalty. That's the loser that had to go do that. Or, on the flip side, you could say, the loser had to stay on Skull Island, on Monster Island. The loser didn't get to reign about and go explore the world, just had the small job of, hey, you're the one that stays behind and watch the Skull Island. I'm going to be the one that explores. So you see, depending on how you word it, the winner could be the one that went on to explore the rest of the world and keep the other Titans at bay, and the loser could have been the one that stayed behind, making Skull Island, or possibly Monster Island, thus a prison. So prison or paradise. Kong seems happy on the island, but if this hypothetical fight did exist between Kong Sr. and Godzilla, could that have been a winner stays or winner goes type of thing? Or maybe there was no fight, but maybe there's this idea of mine of Skull Island being the birthplace of monsters and being actually Monster Island. Maybe there was no fight between Kong and Godzilla. It was just understood that, hey, I could swim. I could breathe underwater. I could last long times. Let me be the one that goes off and, makes sure the rest of the world isn't finding out about us, making sure the rest of the world isn't coming and bringing harm's way to monsters. And then that's what Godzilla's thing is. And then Kong's thing is, hey, I'm better at intermingling with the monsters that we have. I could keep them at bay better because he's smarter, something like that. It was just an idea because I don't think we know necessarily in this current MonsterVerse where did all the monsters come from. We know King Ghidorah has come from outer space, right? He's an alien. And then that kind of brought me to my other thought of, what if Kong is kind of pissed because, hey, Godzilla, we're supposed to look out for each other. You never came to Skull Island when you were supposed to help me out, and all the skull crawlers came up. They overran us. They destroyed the Kong family, leaving only behind, current King Kong, right? 2017's, teenage Kong, or however old he may be in that film. A few decades old. We don't really know for sure. I know the comics showed him at different stages, but I don't think we have an actual age of how old this Kong is. But he's younger. He's the last one left. Maybe there's something special about him, because obviously his parents weren't these 350-foot tall, titans, but maybe this senior Kong was, right? As depicted in that, cave painting of senior King Kong versus possibly current Godzilla. This is my Godzilla toy, by the way, from 1985. I got it when I was 2 years old. Now my kids play with it. I'm a big Godzilla fan. I'm a big King Kong fan. Love both franchises. So I'm rooting for both monsters to succeed. I don't want either one to die. So I'm just, having fun talking about this, sharing my idea with all of you. It's October 2nd right now. We still don't have a trailer. Once we hit October 14th, if we don't have a trailer, it will officially be 4 months and 4 months and days between when the first trailer will drop officially and when the movie will come out. And that is like the shortest amount of time I could think of for a big pop culture, action-y movie to have a trailer between the first and the release. But anyways, I'm stoked. I'm going to see Joker this Thursday night. Oh, crossing my fingers that between it and the New York Comic Con we get a trailer. But anyways, back to the speculation on the movie. What if Senior Kong was pissed? Like, Godzilla, you're supposed to help me out. Skullcrawlers all died, or all killed off the Kong family. And maybe that's why current Kong has a grudge against Godzilla, because you never helped out. But what if Godzilla couldn't help out, because that's when King Ghidorah first came to Earth. That's when Godzilla had this big battle, and he couldn't help out. He couldn't help Kong fight off against the skull crawlers. Could that be the case? And now Ghidorah's back again. Kong hears him and is like, gosh, this fool's back again. Or maybe he didn't ever meet him or know of him, but he knows from his ancestors. He could feel it in his bones. He could feel it in the DNA. Even though he died like right after childbirth. Oh, his parents died right after childbirth. Giving him. But what if he just knows that this Ghidorah, I know that call. He's the one that fought Godzilla back in the day. You mean to tell me that Godzilla didn't finish the job? He didn't kill him? Now all the monsters are going crazy again. They're coming back to the island. All this kind of stuff. There's just different thoughts that I've been having. As each movie has come out, it's kind of been layering these thoughts, building up one by one to a point of maybe Skull Island is monster versus Monster Island. Maybe Godzilla and Kong had a battle in the past. Winner wins and stays behind. Winner wins and leaves to cover the island, cover the the world, traveling across the ocean and whatnot. Hard to say, but what do you think of the idea? Do you think it's possible that this Skull Island is Monster Island? Do you think that there was a battle for supremacy to see who would stay, who would go? If that didn't happen, was there a mutual understanding of who would stay, who would go? And what about that thought of Ghidorah fighting and Kong being upset, like, you never helped out my family. Now I'm going to take you down, Godzilla. You obviously can't get the job done and keep the monsters at bay. Or is this all totally wrong? But if it's wrong, it was kind of a fun thought. I just wanted to share it because in case I'm right, man, it's pretty awesome to have been right on something like that. But if I'm off, well, it's all good because it was still a fun video. And it's always nice to hear back from everybody. So thank you for your time. Appreciate your feedback in advance. Let's go Godzilla. Let's go Kong. I'm actually on Team Kong with this one. He's had too tragic of a past. Please don't kill my buddy right now. He's one of my favorites. But Godzilla's one of my favorites too. And I could see them teaming up, but that's another discussion. And so many people have done their, hypotheses on the two of them teaming up. There's actually a funny meme that you can check out on the internet. A lot of people did it, but I did one too. Paul Gale Network. It's Godzilla and Kong, and they find their mutual friend in Mothra, and then they are buddies because that's what happened in Batman Superman. They found Martha, and this is Mothra. You know, not super original. A lot of people did it, but if you check out the internet for that one, you'll find mine, and it got a decent amount of traction, so it was kind of fun. Anyways, thank you all for watching. This is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com signing out. Please give us a trailer this week, or at least this month. Come on. All right, everybody. Thank you. Bye. It appears I'm still live. Interesting. Still live, huh? End. Never had this happen before. There we go. Okay, now we're ending. Bye.